Of text.
Chemical bond is a region that forms when electrons from
And
different...
just like that, say hello to free time. Bye now.
And there we go, the microphone is on. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. The show that's all about volcanoes all over the world, and not necessarily live. Oh, Twinkle Toes, I hope you are doing well and having a great day. And you're absolutely correct. This is not live video. This is canned lava from Cumbre Vieja from last year. And it was a big can I opened today, and we like it. Anyway, hope you stick around and enjoy the rest of the show, because we do cover a bunch of different volcanoes. Some are erupting, some are not, unfortunately. And of course, we're not the volcano gods. We're just, almost like lava workers. Sort of. And Lizoid, you're absolutely right. It does kind of look like a skeleton bent over. And yeah, it's kind of weird when you look at it. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board. It is November the 9th today. Very chilly outside. Only got up to about 14 degrees, minus 14 degrees Celsius here in wonderful Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Part of the Great White North. It is clear skies, so I'm assuming it's going to get a lot colder tonight. But that is the way it is. Anyway, welcome to all of you. And let's see. Cookies today will go to the same person who got him yesterday. I don't know how she managed to do that. And we'll have to give some lava cookies there to Grandma B. There we go. And awesome job. I didn't either. There you go, Grandma B. Just quick on the draw, I guess, for the most part. So that's awesome that you got them again 2 times in a row. You can be like our friend Lucas and start saving them up for Christmas or something. Anyway, let's get at saying hello to our wonderful moderators. Of course, we'll have Arizona Snowman hiding in the background there somewhere. And wonderful Piggy is here, and welcome Piggy. Glad that you're on board. And for those who may have come in and seen those 2 puppies on the screen, that maybe one of them may be coming home with Piggy. We'll see. No definites yet, but they are cute puppies, and hopefully things will go fairly well. I kind of like the one that looked grayish. But I was thinking out there in Kos, a lot of the summertime and stuff, the darker fur might not be so good. What if we got the one with the white fur? A little more sun reflection there. But hey, I mean, Piggy, they both look wonderful. I honestly like the gray colored little guy better, but hey, it's just me. Get both. I don't think Piggy can help that. They have fans. Okay, Piggy. But yeah, that gray one has like little booties on his feet, and I think he's cute. And for those who aren't aware of what I'm talking about, I already took those out of there. Never mind. We'll show those later again, and that'll be cool. Anyway, let's get at saying hello to everyone, and we'll start out with saying hi to Sasha and Gabby and Albagirl, and aloha to Mark the Shark and Kevin Haynes and Dave Kruk and Albagirl also here. We already got Grandma B, she got the cookies. King Colin Deadman also in the house. Kevin Haynes is here, welcome. And going up the list a little bit more, looking for other names, Sasha is in the house, welcome. Henry Nelson is also here. Hermione Schaefer, welcome. And going up some more, looking for other names now. Pistol Pete, hey neighbor. And glad to have you on board. OFU Lux from Luxembourg has flown in. Welcome, and good to have you on board. Dave Kruk also here. Lizoid, of course, welcome. Mona Alfano, glad to have you on board. George Couto, welcome. And a big Ola from Porto, Portugal, he says. Awesome. And of course, we have people from all around the world on this stream. So it's amazing where they are. Sometimes I have to go, huh? You're where? It's actually quite cool to see everybody all over the place. Gabby is also here. Welcome, Gabby. And going up some more, looking for more Twinkle Toe. We got you in there. Welcome. And still scrolling up, looking for more wonderful names real quick. Grandma B we got. She's looking for more cookies, maybe. Yeah, if you find lava cookies in your Christmas stocking, you know they came from Grandma B. John Raper also in the house. Welcome, John. And who else we got? Grenzed. Sadly, time for me to go. Okay, Grenzed was here. He took off. So hope he can make it back later. Going up a little bit more, looking for others. And who do we have? Or I'm getting close to the top here. Seeing a lot of repeats right now, so that's all right. You know, the Pete and repeat were sitting on the fence, and Pete fell off. Who was left? And of course, you would say repeat, and then we would say it again. Alien, welcome. Glad you could pop in as well. Where'd you park your ship? Phil, also here. Welcome, Phil. And sliding up a little bit more, looking for other names. Billy Bob Joe also in the house. And I am up as far as I can see. The only other one on the top here, Kevin Williams, that I might have missed. And I think that's it. We'll probably find you down on the bottom. And Billy Bob Joe saying, yo, Timothy Sowers, welcome back. And Pin the Donkey Tail. I wonder what's going to happen there. Is the donkey here? I didn't see the Winky Wonky Donkey today yet. Save the donkey from Piggy. Oh, there he is. Save the donkey from Piggy's pins. Oh, what a way to start the show. Oh, pins at the donkey tail. Oh, that poor donkey. Where's that thing? I seen it somewhere here. Really, honestly, a poor donkey. We have to take a look here. I know I seen it around here somewhere. Oh, hang on. Where is it? Oh no, it's not here anymore. We might have to find a new donkey pin tail thingy. Let's see. I might have gotten into another folder here. Where is that? I'll find it. And we'll make sure we get our target located. And make sure that the pins go in the right place. That's important. Okay, I can't find that, but that's all okay. It's over there. Oh, there, up there where the Winky Wonky Donkey used to be. That's all right. Speaking of Winky Wonky Donkeys, there's a bunny eating right now, which is also great. And let's see. Well, might as well get going at the show here. By the way, this can lava it's a very large can. It's about 9 hours long. So ties a piggy up with a pretty ribbon. All right, that's okay. You can do that. I won't get involved. I'm staying innocent. Hermione, you're taking your paws into your own hands. Oh, that snout popping could hurt, you know. Anyway, let's get at our wonderful show here. So I'm gonna pop over and have a look at Iceland. Gabby says, me what? No, you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to be a donkey. Anyway, let me just back up here for a second. I think I may have. Hang on. Did I drop it from here too? I did too. Anyway, we switched over here to take a look at Iceland, and I'm trying to do two things at once here, and it's not working. There it is, and let's. Okay, I just had to rename something here so we can load it up. All good, and I will get to this. We'll get to this. I need to get onto the right screen here. Holy mackerel! And everything has changed on me because I had to reboot last night, of course. And yes, the donkey is working better now. Let's load the donkey. We want to be able to make sure the donkey is okay. So not that anybody makes any mistakes, and we need to make sure that you get the bullseye, okay? Don't get them in the eye, don't get them in the ears, get them in the bullseye, you guys, and that is the important part. Okay, enough silliness, let's keep going here. Anyway, there's Iceland, all rainy and everything today, not very good looking weather. Going back about 7.5 hours or something, roughly. We'll look at what it looks like there. And, oh, hang on, that changed to 11 hours back. Oh, they gave us 12 hours on here now. That's pretty cool. I want to go back to that other scene, though, the 7-hour mark. There we go. Because the sun was shining in really nicely, and I thought it was kind of a neat shot. You can see a little bit more snow up on the hills up top, and they got that in there last night. And nothing down in the city, though, which is actually good, and that's all cool. But yeah, we can go back even a little bit further, and this is about 14 hours ago. And from the sun being on the other side, lighting it up slightly differently. So pretty awesome looking, and nice to see that view. If we switch to the other cam, of course, this is right now, you can see it is raining. And again, if we go back about 8.5 hours, you can sort of see it wasn't that bad of a day for the most part, but the nighttime sure is not so pleasant. And this one is allowing me to go back 14 hours as well. And there you go, a lovely a morning shot actually in their case, or earlier, much earlier, 14 hours ago anyway. So looking not bad. And that's kind of what we got. Skipping back to the live on both of these. We'll take a quick look at the other one, and this is over at Katla, and of course going back about 8.5 hours. There you can see the white hills or mountains over there, the ice caps. That's where Katla is located, and it is a beautiful view from afar, which is probably safe. And they did have a relatively okay day there for a while, and then it did get a little bit cloudier and hazier, and I'm assuming it rained there before nightfall, and that's kind of what we've got there. So that's kind of Iceland, what it looks like today. Unfortunately, no volcanic activity. We missed you smoking. Who is smoking? Smoking Joking. Oh my God. Welcome, Smoking Joking. And glad to have you back in the house. And good to see you. let's pop over and we'll see what our harmonic tremor charts are looking like today. I'm going to have to refresh that one. That's a few minutes old already, or a couple of hours actually. And there we go, Fragranelfjall. And of course we can see a few spikes in here. So likely some earthquakes in the area. And steady as she goes. We were on an uptick. And I don't know if that's going to continue to be going that way, but we see down here we're kind of moving along fairly level-like, and not sure if that's going to indicate anything new or exciting for right now anyway. Sliding up, we're going to go to Asja and have a look up there. Whoop, past Asja. There's Asja, and apparently Asja is that reporting? No, Asja is not reporting. It's kaput. Asja is broken. Asja is not reporting. Okay, we're not going to look at Asja. Sorry, guys. Let's go down and we'll take a look at Grimsey, which is the island way up north. And we'll take a look and see what that one looks like. There's Grimsey, and that one is kind of on an uptick down here, and then going down on the other side. So not really anything to talk about there either. I don't know, one little spike in there, so likely not much earthquake activity in that area. Grindavik holding pretty steady, about the same as what we see at Fragranelfjall or Ragnar area, and kind of a little bit on an uptick. That tells us that there is a tectonic movement rather than magmatic. If we have seen all of these and more blue in here, I would say it would be magmatic, but definitely tectonic looking. And let's see if the other one here with the 3 letters by itself, this one here, this may be our culprit there, Herderbreed, and looks like it was trying to do stuff as well today, but nothing. And I'm wondering about this one here. Looking at everything that went up, maybe it spit something out. We'll have to see what the future reports bring. They did have some very tall ones there as well, so larger quakes in the area. Anyway, let's put this back on Fragranelfjall so I can find it later on, and that would be all cool. And there it is. Moving over, having a quick look at our earthquakes, and as you can see, only 86 today, and that is a lot less than what we've had. Smoking, joking, I quit talking all the or taking all the meds. I feel so much better, but I have been put on palliative care. Okay, palliative care. Not much they can do for me now. Okay, sorry to hear that. Smoking, joking, and I hope things improve there. Anyway, get me to the earthquakes, and where are my earthquakes? There they are. So, looking at our earthquake map, of course, the biggest one that we've seen today is this guy here, and it is a 3.23, and that is likely our spike at Fragranelfjall, and that is not that far away. We are over here, so it being there, it could very well have been what that larger spike was. Anyway, we'll take a look at the Reykjanes Peninsula here. For those not familiar, this, of course, Reykjavik, capital city. Over here, it's Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbad, Jarvik, and of course, down here is Grindavik, and then you have the Blue Lagoon and the power plant right there. Pretty awesome. And let's take a look at some of the little quakes around here first. 0.27, 5 kilometers down from 11:57 a.m. Then going over to Grindavik, just I guess that'd be just outside the harbor wall. 0.54, and that was 3.8 kilometers down. Happened at 4:20 a.m. And sliding over a little bit more. Kind of straight across from the power plant in the Blue Lagoon. We see this one 0.28, 2.2 kilometers down at 2:11 a.m. and a 0.25, 1 kilometer down from 9:59 a.m. And sliding over a little more, having a look at these guys, 0.44, 5.5 kilometers down from 5:06 a.m. And then we have this guy 0.37. 6.48 kilometers down, 5:06, and then of course we get into our Fragerdelfjall area, and of course here is where our primary events were. Ragnar is here, and that is our Siggy Fisher, and we see this guy Storikruger is right there. This is right beside Storikruger, and that is a 0.53, 6.4 kilometers down, 36 minutes after midnight for that. This one here, 0.37, 8.8 kilometers down, 14:35 for that one, and this one from 6:03 a.m., 0.43, 4.6 kilometers down, 0.86 on that guy, 5.1 clicks down, 48 minutes after midnight. And the one right there, 0.8, 4.6 kilometers down from 1921, and that is like the newest one. And then I'm not sure if this is really in our area or not. Looks more like Krusavik area, but 0.59, 5.1 kilometers down from 3:24 a.m. For him. And of course, if you are looking at the map, that's Kalir right there. So very close proximity, and our Ragnar or Fragerdelfjall area would kind of cut off here, and that's why I say I don't believe this is really in the area, and Fragerdelfjall is its own little system. These would be in that, so very interesting to see that, and that's kind of nice that we see a few quakes happening there. Anyway, looking at these other ones here, so that 0.59 from 5.1 kilometers down, 3:24. Then right next to Krusavik, we've got a 1.1 and 6.1 kilometers down, 9:01 a.m. And then a 0.68, 6.3 kilometers down, 8:41 is the time on that. Going over to the lake, and I have a 1.0. 6.4 clicks down from 11 minutes after midnight, since it is and now the next day there technically, and that's what's showing. And then we have this one here, same time, 1.1, 7.2 kilometers down for him, and this one is before midnight, and that is at 17:59, 4.3 kilometers down for that guy. And really nothing major there that is going to scare us. Sharon Stewart, I hear you. Welcome, and got you on board. Glad to have you here. And let's see, 0.61, 7.8 kilometers down from 2:53 in the morning for that guy. And then now we get over to where the bigger ones were. And let's take a look in this area. I wonder if it was a highway crash. No. 5.3 kilometers down for that 3.23 from 13:43. But he had some friends. Let's just have a look at some of them. 0.43, 5.7 clicks down, 13:59. Then we've got a 1.63, 4.4 kilometers down, 13:37. 13:37 for this 1.08, 4.9 clicks down. Then we've got a 13:36 on a 1.2, 3 kilometers down. If we zoom in a little bit more, we'll split those up. I think I got that 1.63 already, and we'll leave that be. We do have a 2.5 or 2.15, 5 kilometers down, and that is 1356. And this 1343, 1.69, 4.3 kilometers down. And then we have from 1349 to 0.34, 4.3 kilometers down. Then we have from 1444 a 0.6 and 5.9 clicks down. What is this guy? 0.66, 4.5 kilometers down, 1338. And this guy here, 1337. So they all happen within a couple of minutes, except for this guy. 4 kilometers down for that 0.5 from 1337. And it kind of makes you wonder, is there something pushing up underneath there? Do we have a misguided lava worker or something? I don't know what it is. But we'll keep going. And 9:26 a.m. for magnitude 1.03, 5.8 kilometers down. Then we've got from 9:39 as well, 1.05, 7.95 kilometers down for that guy. 0.9, 5 kilometers down, 1037, and we'll continue on here a little further north, and that is a 1.1, 4.1 kilometers down from 1702. And then from 2223 we have a 0.8, and that is 3.6 kilometers down. And let's slide over here. We'll get this 0.8, 5.1 clicks down, 2258 for him. And then we have a 1.21, 4.6 clicks down, 1441. There's actually 3 of them stacked together here. I'm trying to get them. Oh no, it's just 2. Sorry. 1.03. 5.4 clicks down, and that was 1357. I think I've seen other ones at 1357. What about this guy? 1348, 2.22, and that is a 5.1 kilometers down for that guy. Sliding over a little bit more to the unpronounceable name, 0.8, and that is 5.2 kilometers down, and that was at 1905. Then we have a 1.8, 5.2 clicks down from 1605 there, and then this 0.8, 12.4 kilometers down, 6:44 a.m. And then we've got this guy 1.3, 1.1 clicks down, and that was from 1629. And getting a little closer to Katla, and we have a 2.1, 5.2 kilometers down. And hey, Sharon Stewart, I'm glad you can hear me. 7:15 a.m. I had to do that. Anyway, 0.19, very small, 917 meters down. That's getting close to Katla. 6:41 a.m. For that guy. And sliding up, we don't see a heck of a lot more in between here. And this one is fairly close to Grimsvatn, 7:28 a.m., magnitude 1.1, 3.6 clicks down for that guy. And then looking at this, 0.27, 15.9, or almost 16 kilometers down, and this was at 10:11. Right at Astja, we only had a 0.7 today, and that is 4.3 kilometers down from 1935. And then over here, 0.76, 144 meters down, 6:37 a.m. for that one. Now we're going to have a look at our Herdebrede area, and a lot less quakes, as you can see, compared to what we used to have there. So things are calming down, and we'll take a look at some of these. 14:15, we had a 0.37, 4.8 clicks down, 0.54, 5.3 clicks down from 5:34 a.m. 0.7 right up on the hill on the edge of it, 3.4 kilometers down, and 4:13 a.m. Then we had 0.4, 3.6 clicks down, 4:13 as well, and a few of them stacked right together here. 0.94, 3.3 clicks down, 4:30 in the morning. 0.77, 3.3 clicks down from 2:57, and 4:26 a.m. we had another 0.36, 3.2 kilometers down, and a 1.05 there, 3 kilometers down at 4:19, and that is all morning activity for those guys. So things have really calmed down in this area. 0.51, and that is 1.1 kilometers down from 1:30 this morning. Then we see everything else in this side here, fairly shallow, 1.1 there, and that is 16:10 is the time on that. This guy here, only 634 meters down, 0.48, and that was from 16:02. And this one 1.1 kilometers down for a 0.5 magnitude, and 16:14 for him. And now to get at some of these other ones, and I think they're deeper. 3.7 clicks down for this 0.1 from 18:04, and then we have 4:37 a.m. and 0.49, 4.1 kilometers down for him. This 0.4, 3.8 clicks down, 4:37 in the morning. This 0.61, 4.1 clicks down, 11:02. And 5:18 a.m. we had a 0.65, 4.3 kilometers down. And I got that 4-minute warning, too piggy, I'm just talking too much. 0.55, 4.1 kilometers down from 15:39. Then 1.63, 4.7 kilometers down, 14:09 for that guy. And there's a few strays there, but we're not going to worry about those. So a lot less traffic. Let's have a look at this 1.26 here, 4.1 clicks down, 5:20 a.m. Might as well grab the 0.79, 2.6 kilometers down, 10:58 for that one. And just a few quakes in this area. 1.17, 10 kilometers down, and that is 5:13 a.m. This 1.69, 10 kilometers down, 3:38 a.m. 1.53, 10.8 clicks down, 9:22, and from 4:28 a.m. 1.22, 10 kilometers down for him. So those aren't going to be scary. And we have a 1.54, 10 kilometers down, 6:07 a.m. for that guy. And we'll look at this largest one up here, 2.2, 10 kilometers down, 10:38 a.m. Then we've got 1.41, 10 kilometers down, 15:22 is the time on that. And 1.54, 10 kilometers down, 4 a.m. And the last one, 0.93, 10 kilometers down, 4:25 a.m. That's it. That's our earthquakes for our Iceland, and we've gone through those, and nothing really interesting, cool, or imminently dangerous there. So we do like it though, and it is nice to go through those. That way we know what is happening. The pink Pollyanna. The pink Pollyanna. Welcome, pink Pollyanna. Anyway, I'm going to put you back on some canned lava, and I'll leave that up there for the duration of the break. And we'll get rid of that banner though, although it's not really hiding anything, and we'll still do that. Anyway, for all those good people here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please help us out. Of course, our target is to get to that 100 mark or above. Would really, really be nice. Trev, the Wonky Donkey is, Sir Wonky Donkey. I like that. Sir Wonky Donkey. Hey, how'd you get like a Sir Knighthood or something? Did King Colin do that? Anyway, I'm gonna go have a break. Hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. And more volcano stuff to come after the break. So keep smiling. And of course, canned lava on the screen is from last year. And that is Cumbre Vieja. I'm going for a break. Be back soon. And there we go. Microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. Welcome back, the one and only Dr. Fox. Thank you, Peggy. That is very kind of you. Sir Wonky Donkey says, welcome back. Dr. Foxy, a guy being a Sir Donkey, gives you the right not to have a target on my butt. That's a Sir Target on your butt. Okay. Well, thanks, Sasha and Kevin and Sharon Stewart saying, I hear you. All good. All right. And Colin, thanks. Okay. And hi, Sir Target. Yeah. That's actually probably just as appropriate. And I love it. Sir, a target. Boy, oh boy. What are we going to do with that guy? He's going to end up being the target for it. Anyway, let's carry on and go through our other wonderful places. And we'll leave our canned lava. And we'll head over to Sicily and see what we've got cooking there. Sicily started out to be a nice day, but then, of course, Sicily turned into a not so nice day, and this is what we were seeing about 8-9 hours ago. So, looks like a little bit of rain there. If we go back a little bit further, about 11 hours ago, that's kind of what we seen there too, and again, not very impressive. I do have a video of a time lapse of this morning though. So, hang on, and that time lapse didn't start in the right spot. Let's fix that. Get that moon back up there. There we go. All right, and now you can watch it. And there's the moon sinking at 6:15 a.m. At 6:23, 6:25, it was completely gone behind Etna. And there comes the sun and the golden times. So that is kind of nice to be able to see the moon go down and the sunshine coming out. And, of course, the clouds moving in. And that is kind of what it went through. A lot less snow on the top of Etna today. And that is, hey, Birdie Num, I didn't say hi to you. Welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. Yep, keep your sunglasses on. Here comes the sun. And that's a song, isn't it? Here comes the sun? Yeah, it is. Actually, I watched a show there where they did a wedding thing for that. Anyway, it was kind of neat. Something in Vegas, kind of cool. Anyway, looking at what we've got on the screen, it does look pretty awesome. And we do see it. And it is a dock. Okay, cool. And awesome. Anyway, we see the clouds building up a little bit later on here. Shining in my head now. Okay, no worries. Singing in my head. Okay. Signing? Oh, never mind, Piggy. I'm not going to try to figure that out. Signing in my head now. All right. Got it. I thought you were singing in your head for a second, but that's okay. You can do that too. And I thought you signed with your fingers. Anyway, that was this morning's shot. So shining. Oh, okay. If it's shining, that's a whole different story. So it's amazing what one missing letter, could do to mess things up. And that is what we got. All good though. Piggy, we still love you. Anyway, moonlit night there. So he's back. Who's back, Henry? The donkey? Sir Target. I'm waiting for Sir Target to come back. He's going to get nailed. Anyway, welcome also to Silversmith. Thanks for popping in. let's turn off that video. Of course, this was from earlier, and this is kind of what it looks like nowish, and there we go. 1:42 a.m. there in Sicily, so all dark. We can't see a darn thing. Let's carry on and go to other places around the world. We'll go here. Oh, the Beatles sang it. Ah, very cool. And we'll go here. And that is kind of a funky looking picture. Wow. That I didn't see that before. I didn't realize these lights were looking like trees. And anyway, it's raining there in the Azores. And of course, we are on the island of São Jorge, or São Jorge. And normally you see Pico Island lights all the way across here. But they do have some inclement weather, and that is what's happening. Typically, this scene looks like that during the daytime, so you get a better idea of what it is. The small town on the right-hand side there in the harbor down in front, and Mount Pico, or Pico Volcano, over on Pico Island, in about 18 kilometers between São Jorge and Pico Island, and that looks pretty awesome. Philomena saying bye everyone. Take care, Philomena, and thanks for being here. Thanks for the notification, but I had mentioned yesterday that I'm staying away from these streams for a while due to a lack of respect that I get. So, I didn't realize that you're not being respected, Philomena. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we don't want you to go. I don't know who's disrespecting you. Everybody in here seems to be fairly friendly. So, anyway, turning this off, we got to keep going here. And this, of course, is a picture of the cove that we normally look at. And we see that. And that is the daytime version of it. And of course, right now, this is what it looks like with the rain coming down. Very hard to see the cove. We do have some moonlight trying to light up some of those clouds up top here, but really not doing anything really well. And that is what we're seeing. Let's pop over to the earthquakes, and we don't have too many of those. We will turn this on, make bigger. There we go. All right. And no, that 1.5 wasn't from today. It's a 1.6 from 4:22 a.m. And then we also have this one here, 1.5, 8:16 a.m. And that is what we see on São Jorge, or São Jorge. And that is what we've got there right now. Let's take a look at the other map, because this one only includes this island. We want to take a look in the other areas and see what else we got. I'm going to refresh that. Let's see, bigger and bigger one more time. There we go. And zooming in a little bit, and we see those two quakes on the island there. 20 hours ago, 1.6, and 16 hours ago, 1.5. And then down here we see 16 hours ago, 2.5, very close to the fault line. And that is what we've got. And sliding down, looking at all three, they all look like surface quakes, nothing showing. The two on the Azores, of course, and on São Jorge, and the last one out in the water. And that is kind of what we've got for there right now. And I don't believe we had anything. Terceira was quiet today, and we don't see any more out here either. So a relatively quiet day there in the Azores, and I'll leave it as that. Oop, there we go. I got the right button clicked. All right, and there we go. Next volcano on our list, of course, is Fuego. No, Popocatépetl. How about Popocatépetl first? Oh, it's getting dark there. Where is it? They all look alike when it's dark. Let's try that. And let's try cranking the quality up since it's already poor. And we'll see what we've got. It doesn't want to show us much. Let's go back, way back here, about 12 hours ago almost, and that's what we see there, 6:34 a.m. and that is just as the sun is rising, and we will get to the golden time here as things light up a little bit. And all right, there we go. And that's looking not bad, but really nothing major coming out of this today at all. So a fairly quiet Popocatépetl. We had here, this is a little blast, and it wasn't all that much. And again, I'm accelerating it by moving forward 5 seconds at a time. This was from 9:06 a.m. or thereabouts. And that is what we were seeing. And there weren't a heck of a lot of those puffs coming out of there. Certainly not anything like what we've seen with other volcanoes like Fuego or anybody like that, right? And here's another little one at 11:34. And again, a little bit of stuff coming out, but must have been pretty windy, and it looks like that wind is blowing it off the other direction too, so all cool. And sliding ahead a little bit more, and that's when the clouds started coming in, making things almost impossible to see. And hang on, there should be one in here in the clouds. Yep, there it is, I got it. It would have been right around here. And we'll take a look, and this was at 15:34, and as we see, it was a fairly decent amount of ash and stuff coming out of there, but after that, completely in the clouds, so we weren't able to tell what it was doing anymore. And as it goes, that's kind of the way it is. And we'll okay. All right. We'll move on. There's another clear spot there, relatively clear anyway. But after that, we get into the soup, and of course, not able to see much there. Moving on to Fuego, and we'll take a look. Oh, isn't Fuego a nice color? And we'll try to find Fuego today. Fuego has been hiding behind the clouds today, and it's really done a good job. Let's see, earlier in the morning, we could only see a small portion of it, and this cloud hanging right in the way. Move, cloud, go away. Anyway, the clouds were horrible, fluffy but horrible. Not Fluffy the cat, but fluffy clouds. And that's what we've seen there as we popped through the day. It really did not give us anything worthy of looking at. There's one spot where it kind of glowed through a little bit, but not very much. So unfortunately, yeah, it's cloud. No, not smoke, Sasha. Clouds. Lots of clouds, and that would be what we were seeing. Anyway, that is Fuego, and of course, it being such a tall mountain, 12,300 plus feet, and the camera being mounted somewhere around 9,000 to 10,000 feet, you're going to expect to see clouds moving through there. That's way up there, right? So that's what it is, to be expected. And of course, being in Central America, where you've got lots of storms and things like that, that is very, very common there. All right, let's see. Piggy, you are too sweet of a person. Ah, Piggy is a sweetie. No, hang on. Street cred. She needs her street cred. Piggy is a mean, snout-bopping piggy. All right, and we'll leave it at that. Anyway, let's go on to more volcanoes, and we'll see if we can find anything else. And we will go over to this one, Merapi. And will Merapi make us happy? I don't know. It's going to be easy to find because it's big and tall. And there we go. And that is what we see up top right now. It is 7:53 a.m. there. It is off-gassing fairly heavily. I'm moving the plume to the other side thanks to the wind. And I don't see a heck of a lot. This is kind of a neat shot. When that was from earlier in the morning, though. Trying to see the times on there. I don't see the clocks, or if they were on there, they're hard, very, very hard to see. That's about the best quality we can get on it, unfortunately. We do see a nice lenticular cloud wrapped around it, which is pretty awesome. And of course, that is sunrise, and very, very cool. Thank you for the 5-minute warning, Piggy. And we'll back up a little bit more, see if we can locate any lava coming out of it. Not there, and going back a little bit more, and again, we don't see anything. And of course, the moon being up, and that definitely creates an issue. This is 2 minutes after midnight. And do we see any lava? I'm just scanning that, trying to see if there was any lava. And a little bit of smoke right there. Let's see if we can get on that spot. Right in here, that's a little weird. A little smoke coming off of it. Thank you all for joining Dr. Fox. Wow, Piggy, and that's the second time, and I didn't say thank you. Well, I did type it for the first one, but thank you very kindly for both of those wonderful super chats. And that is very kind of you, Piggy. I appreciate it. And thank you all for joining. I appreciate all of you being here, of course, and joining on in. And anyway, let's continue on a little bit and see if we can find anything else. It too suffered from more lenticular clouds this morning as well, wrapping itself right around. I don't know if it's a trend today. Maybe is it lenticular cloud day? I have no idea. Let's go over to New Zealand for a minute, and we'll take a look at, hey, stop those clouds. Get back. We were supposed to look at a volcano. Let's see if we can use magic and back that up a little bit. And we'll go back just a little bit. And there you can see Mount Ruapehu, and portion of it anyway, still covered in snow. If we go back to earlier in the day, we could see it, and I know I did because I was looking at it, but it was out of focus. And let's see if the focus improved. No, it didn't. It was fuzzy, yep, all morning long, unfortunately. And some awesome clouds, but they are getting some clear skies as well. Hey, Kevin Haynes gifted a 1 month membership for someone. And Sue Hayes, I got it. Way to go, Sue. Sue, okay, let me write that down. Kevin Haynes. And that is awesome. And a gifted one. And really cool. Glad to see that Sue got that. That's great. So, way to go, Sue. You are the lucky recipient, and awesome. Anyway, that is what we were seeing there, and of course at nighttime it looked a little bit weirder with the infrared lights on and stuff. Let's see if it'll show up. Oh, come on. Isn't that weird? Okay, let's put that back to live. That's better. And there we go. We see those clouds still rolling in. Nice and green there, though. Looks you know, this is what I expect to see from New Zealand. Green trees, green mountains, beautiful looking areas. Gotta love it. Anyway, going back to Merapi, and we'll switch over and take a look at the other one here, and of course that is Semeru. And Semeru, well, it was doing its thing today, but not so much. I don't know. I didn't see a heck of a lot of lava. There were a couple of spots, and they're looking at this from 4:27 a.m. a very moonlit night, and we do see they scrunched this screen so much. It looks really tall. It's not that tall. It's like this. So you can see that there. Tries to get a street cred back, snout bombs all around. Thank you very kindly, Piggy. Wow, that's 3 super chats already, Piggy. That's awesome, and thank you very kindly. Do appreciate it. And too late, Piggy? Oh no, it's never too late for Piggy to get her street cred back. And anyway, let's back that up a little bit more. I want to see if we can see some lava. No, clouds in the way. Darn it. And that is right there, unfortunately. So hard to see it, and not very dark at night because of the moonlight. Ooh, actually you can see a little bit of lava right there. And that is this piece here. And it looks not bad. Bacon coming down the hill, and that is what we like to see. Unfortunately, like I said, with it being a moonlit night and very hard, there you can actually see some nice plumage up there. I wish they would zoom in on those, and that is as good as the quality gets, unfortunately. So that is what we've got there. It is a time to take a break, you guys, and we'll do this and put this back on our canned lava. And like I say, that's a very large can, so I just will let it run. Anyway, for the good fine people here, for all those who have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting it, and that would be great. And also, if you're new sitting on the outside and you have not yet subscribed, by all means, give it a quick bop on that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification while you're there. And on that friendly note, what? You don't, Philomena, make sure. Oh, Philomena, there are some videos. If you type into your YouTube search, type in opt in to membership gifts. If you type that in, just OPT and then in, a separate word, membership gifts, opt-in membership gifts, and it'll bring you up a couple of videos, or a lot of them actually, with showing you how to do it on various devices and stuff. So you might want to take that route just as a little reference, and we'd love to see you be able to get one of those free 1 month memberships. There's a lot of people in here that enjoy doing that, and is all good. Sir Target the Donkey, and is this to everyone's liking. Perfect, Sir Target, and we will definitely be targeting the wonky donkey, and that is all good. And I'm really happy you did that, Trev, because that will give us a place to shoot for. Did I say that out loud? Okay, never mind. Anyway, there it is. Ping it, you guys, pin it. Get those pins out, get that bullseye, and Sir Target is right there on the screen. Okay. We do not condone you taking a push pin and pushing it into your screen, by the way. That is your problem. All right, let's leave it at that. I'm going to go take my break. After the break, we'll come back with some bacon seeds. So keep smiling, and we'll do our thing. And play nice in the lava, please. And easy on that wonky donkey. I'll be back. And the microphone is back on. And good that Philomena, I was just going to type this Sims one. Okay, there we go. And just so you know, if you did turn it on, or you were able to find that turn on the thing, so now if somebody gifts memberships, YouTube is the ones, oh, you did. Okay, so that's awesome. So when somebody does gift memberships, YouTube is the one who sends them out, okay? We, the gift givers, don't have control over that, and YouTube decides. But if you're like the only person in here that is not gotten a gift, they will likely nail you with it. So just so you know that. So in the future, you will likely see somebody throwing another gift out, and you may be the one to receive it. And again, it's not up to us, it's YouTube that does it. And just so you're aware of that. And it's, you know, just something that you gotta kind of consider with YouTube. But I did throw one out there well, I threw it out there, and then Echo the bot was lucky and received it. So that is awesome. Eddie Oturo, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board as well. And we'll carry on here because I did say we're going to see the bacon seeds. And let's go over and have a look at those and see what we've got for today. Sir Target of the Donkey, I am impervious to pins. I am Sir. Well, okay. Well, it's because I didn't have it on, but now I figured it out. And see, now Kevin Haynes gifted one, and we'll see who actually gets it. And look at that. There you go, Philomena. You are now, you have, thank you, Kevin. And Philomena got it now that she turned it on. And that is awesome. So, way to go, Kevin. Thanks for doing that. That is cool. And Philomena, you now got a 1 month free membership. So, thanks, Kevin. That is awesome of you. And that was easy. So there you go. And hopefully all the rest of you will figure that out too. If you haven't got it turned on yet, you might want to do that. So very cool. Anyway, let's take a look here. Oh, I forgot to do something here. Don't look at the screen. We're trying to quickly get rid of these. You're not supposed to see those. Anyway, there was our last one from yesterday. And yeah, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, that is awesome that you got it, Philomena. So all good. Anyway, there, and of course, that is our first bacon seed, or first one from my last one from yesterday. Let's get to the first one here today. And these guys are sitting under a heat lamp, staying warm. Those are smart little pigs. And that is awesome to see. And very, very cool. Let's get to our next bacon seed shot. Anyway, I'm just counting here. What do we got? 3, 6, 7, 8. I see 2 hind ends in the back, top left there. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, 8 pigs in that picture. Pretty awesome. Next one, and we got some. This is pre-cooking your bacon, and these guys are asleep under their heat lamp. Gotta love it, and yeah, they are for sure are enjoying their wonderful heat source there. Nice to have warm piggies, sleepy time piggies. Yep, they are. Next one, this guy isn't sleeping though. He looks like he's a little bit rambunctious, fuzzy little guy, but we do like him, and that is awesome. Hey, C&D boy just popped in. Good to see you, Bob. And let's continue on and look at this guy. And he's got such a cute smile, and he's got a big round belly, and he's looking to get out of there. Spots wants out of the pig pen. He wants to come and play in your house. So adopt Spot. Spot is a good piggy. He smiles. So anyway, and that is really cool. And our last bacon seed for today, Piggy. I would too if I had the right place for it. I sure would. I'd have a whole bunch of critters, but not here in Edmonton. It's too darn cold. And there we go. Last bacon seed. That's actually two. And that is these two wonderful looking, smiling little guys. They are out for a run. Eddie Otoro says, hey, thank you. You're welcome, sir. And yeah, love these two little bacon seeds. They are awesome. A twosome. Yep, double the bacon for the same price. I don't know. Anyway, that is really, really cute to see. We'll leave it at that, though. That is our last bacon seed for today. I think it's time to head over to Japan and see what's going on there. And the ice cream boat is in. You can run down and get some ice cream, and we see it, and there it is, right there, ice cream boat. Oh wait, is that ice cream boat moving? Oh no, the ice cream boat is leaving. It's moving, I think. I don't know if it is or not. No, it's still parked there. You're still safe. You can zip down, get it real quick. Down the road, down there, and then left at the lights. You'll make it. You'll get your ice cream. And all good there. Of course, this is what we're looking at. There's Sakurajima. And Sakurajima is not as busy today. We'll get a little closer. There's that, the close-up shot, of course. We do see it is off-gassing some, and not very much, though. We're not seeing the big billowing amounts that usually come out of it. So a little bit easier for that one today. And that is kind of what we've got going on. Close-up shot of the crater itself, crater rim, looking rough, but clouds puffy, and a little bit of gas coming. So, yep, Sakurajima has gas. And we'll leave it there. Again, you can go down and get that ice cream if you need. That boat is still there. And we'll, in the meantime, we'll go over to ASO. ASO is the way it is spelled. Aso-san is another volcano. There's the caldera, a really prominent view. And the reason that the foreground side isn't as tall as the background side is because that can be very explosive, and that's what it's done in the past. It has blown away the crater rim on this side. And anyway, I thought I did a little reading on it, and I was wondering why one side was so short and the other was so tall. And that's the reason. It apparently a while back it blew out this portion of it, and that is actually, I guess, what it is for a volcano like that. Anyway, steam being caused by the lake that is in its caldera, and I was actually looking for a picture of that. I couldn't get one, but we'll keep on the search. I didn't spend a lot of time on it either, so but there is our Aso-san, and it is in Japan, and it is continuing to steam off that water that is in the caldera. Going to look at two tomorrow. Oh, Sue, you didn't see those puppies. We got to find the page that I put them on. Hang on, where did I put them? Oh, I think I might have put them on the other one here. No, I'll have to reload them. Give me a second. I'm going to reload them here on the Piggy page, and then you can see Piggy's going to get new puppies, or one or two. We'll see. I'll load those back up real quick. We'll see how she can fare with that. Oh, by the way, while you're looking at that, I just wanted to throw that out there, and kind of I found that earlier, and I thought it was kind of neat. Interesting canned lava lake stuff there. So apparently that's beer, but to me it looks more like a good source for a lava can. But hey, you never know. Anyway, where are those puppies? They're in here somewhere. And oh, there they are. Okay, here's the first one, and we'll get him up there. So that is possibly one of the puppies, and then we've got the other one. If we go here, and this is the other one here that I think is kind of neat looking, and he's got kind of a different feet there. The feet are got little booties on, so kind of neat to see. Anyway, one of the two is what's going to end up being one of Piggy's new little fur babies. We'll see what happens in the future. Anyway, let's get back to our show here, and enjoyed the canned lava beer. And of course, we were looking at Japan ASO. There we go. And we'll actually put this back on Sakurajima. I still don't have any picture of coming from our other one, and that is Suwanoshijima. Their camera is still down, unfortunately. Let's carry on, go back down to the Philippines, and there is a Taal volcano. And Taal is really not doing a heck of a lot today. Very quiet, a few little wisps of cloud, little wisps, but that's all we've got. So really not much happening there at Taal, and we can leave it as that. Of course, that volcano is about 1,030 feet to that point here on the taller side. We are back quite a ways from it, and that's why it looks so small. It is inside Taal Lake, which is actually quite large as well. And that is what we're seeing. So fairly quiet for the most part. Let's go over to Yellowstone. And that was the picture earlier. And in a way, I'm glad it's stuck on there. But as soon as I get onto it, it'll revert back to... Oh, no, it won't revert. It's buffering. I see the little buffering things here. Let's see if we can refresh that. It'll be dark there, but that's what it looked like today, Yellowstone, with a lot of snow and absolutely no observers. Not even the Sasquatches were out watching it today. And that was it. But of course it reloads and throws us everywhere. And let's see if it'll come back to life. Yep, it did. And almost there. Let's whoa. Yeah, close enough for right now. Anyway, we do see what it looks like there right now. I'm not sure. I think those are clouds being lit up by the moon, not northern lights, because we know those aren't out right now. Otherwise, I would be seeing them, and they would be to the south of me if they're visible here. So I'll leave that be. And let's go over to Hawaii real quick. And of course, this one I caught from yesterday at 1741. Very nice shot of the lava pond in Kilauea crater. And that is what we've got there. the lava tube feeds it from this end over here, and the lava flows in, and of course it changes directions, and the cracking, of course, because of the pressure of the lava moving through. The lighter glow spots, of course, is where there are gas bubbles bubbling up, breaking the crusted over lava, and that is because there is drainage happening underneath, and of course as it drains, the gas bubbles themselves move upward and do their thing. Do you need me to learn how to trick my booty as a distinction, piggy? Oh boy. All right, everybody, it's gonna be a moving target. You're gonna have to try harder. Okay, never mind. All right, refresh this. Too much fun. Gotta have a little fun, you guys. That's all there's to it, and that is the way it is. Even a more fun moving target. Yep. Anyway, lava level again looking very, very much so down. I see more stuff has broken off here, and we can see that is now falling into the abyss of our lava pool that is inside Kilauea's crater. There's the Atoll area looking relatively quiet. We do see some reddish lava here, and of course over by the Atoll area, and that is of course where it's draining out. But the lava level really, really low, quite low, and that is what we've got. Old dogs teach new dogs old dog tricks really fast. There you go, Eddie. Pretty cool. 3-minute warning. Thanks, Piggy. I'll try to heed that. Anyway, this was from yesterday as well. You can see the lava pond there. Primary vent right in here. Too dark to be able to see the Hornito. It's not glowing. We do see some smoke around the edges. Let's refresh that, take a look at what it is now. And a lot clearer view. Primary vent, and still I don't see the Hornito very well. It is right there, and of course it feeds the lava pond. Toe area not visible. Not that much smoke around the edges at this time. This one, of course, is from the other side of the caldera, and that was last night's shot. We see it there, and of course primary vent. The bright area here is where the lava is coming in, and we don't see too much else there, or a little bit of smoke coming out of the top of that Hornito, but that's okay. This, of course, being the refreshed version of that, and looking pretty good. We can see a Pig Island right there, lava pond, toe area, and of course a primary vent. And unfortunately the sun is causing a shadow there. We can't see the little lava tube opening today, but that is not a bad shot. Quick peek at the thermal. And again, this was from yesterday, so we'll refresh that, take a look at what it is now. About the same, maybe a little less intensity. And there's your Hornito right there, and that lava tube is buried underneath. And of course here is the toe area, not looking very good for the toe. About the same as that other new hotspot that we had. Anyway, that's it for our Kilauea. Quick peek over at Mauna Loa. This was from last night as the sun was starting to set at Mauna Loa. Calm, cool, and quiet. Not sure what that is. Maybe a little bit a wisp of steam. If that is the case, that would indicate lava. And maybe even here, I don't know. Let's take a look at today's shot. We don't see any of that here at all. And this is a current picture, and there's the Mauna Loa caldera. And that is it for there. And next up will be, of course, our earthquakes for Hawaii. But in the meantime, we are going to go over and we are going to take a look back at our lava, or canned lava, and that is what we've got there. So be good, keep smiling, do your thing, and we got more show to come. Of course, for those people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting the like button and help us out. Our target, of course, is to get over that 100 mark. Also, if you are not subscribed yet, sitting on the outsides, and you want to hop in and chat, you are always welcome. What? Did you get my email on Canadian earthquakes? Yesterday's? The one that we looked at yesterday? Or was there another one today, Sue? The one we talked about yesterday. Yep, I did get it. And yep, that's the ones they showed. That's the ones we showed yesterday, Sue. But not on your map. But we may be able to do that later. I'll see if I can pop that in there. So anyway, I'm going to go take that break, and I will be back after the break, and we'll see what we can do. So enjoy the canned lava, and all good. And don't go anywhere. Keep smiling. Hit the like button. And I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Don't go away. Thanks. And I am back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and of course, you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And welcome to Thor from Denmark, and Brian Rock Rail fan. Both glad to have both of you here. So excellent, and good to see you, Thor. And hopefully, it's not raining there. Anyway, Crumbs, the squirrel cookie feeder lava guy is back. Sir, Target the donkey, we are officially stopping feeding the squirrel. Squirrel has gone to hibernation. And thank you for the welcome backs from Sasha and Thor, and I hear you from Sharon Stewart. And night, Piggy, get some sleep, please, and relax. And hopefully your choice of puppy chows there will be good tomorrow. If we can get that going, that'd be nice for you. And thank you, Sue Hayes, as well. And awesome. Okay, so let's carry on. We'll leave our canned lava, and we'll pop over and have a look at the earthquakes that were happening on the Hawaiian Islands. And actually, it's only happening on one island. There's your island chain, and of course, Oahu, Maui, the big island right there. And that is our place of interest, the big island. And let's take a look at something that is really odd right now. We don't have any new quakes up on Mauna Loa. What's that tell you? Things are quiet, and quiet before the storm, perhaps. And tour time. Yep, shaking. It's shaking, Sharon. Sharon shaking. Anyway, this one, Pahala area, they're all between 26 and about 37 kilometers down, so we won't mention the depths. This one is a little further out in the water area here. We'll take a look at that first. 2.0446 a.m. For that guy. And we'll grab these other two that are out in the water. This 2.3510 a.m. For that guy. And this one 2.2 for from yesterday at 22:08. And then we have, this is a newer one, 2.3 from 12:59. And then the closest one to Pahala itself, 2.2, 9:41 a.m. For that guy. Sliding over here, choices are limited. 2.1 right there, and that is one of the vent areas that it's rocking under. But that was yesterday's from 22:10. And as I mentioned, nothing happening up on Mauna Loa. No movement, and no lava, no nothing. It's quiet, but we do have some activity over here, and this is kind of nice to see that Kilauea is shaking a little bit. Maybe we'll see some of those lava levels return. Let's grab this guy first. 2.1, 13:44 was the time on it, and that was 900 meters below sea level. This one is 100 meters above sea level, 1.9 from 3:10 a.m. Then let's get right into the caldera, and 0.7, 3:31 a.m. 1.9 kilometers below sea level. This one here, 1.2 meters below sea level from 1930 yesterday. And then this guy here, yesterday's as well, from 2059, 1.1 kilometers below sea level. And then this guy, 1.7, yesterday's as well, from 2130. So that is what we're seeing right there. Nothing super spectacular. And this one's here, 1.8 from 2209 yesterday as well. 900 meters below sea level. So really nothing major and nothing out of the ordinary there in Hawaii, and hopefully it'll all be good. And yeah, Sue, we did yesterday, we did cover that area up here. I did mention these guys, and there were 3 of them up there that were a fair size, and then there were a few smaller ones in there before too, but not on this map. This one only had the 3 bigger ones, and that is what is it, a Melville Island? Kind of a funky looking place as far as the rock structure and stuff. Really barren looking, so it makes you kind of wonder what the heck is going on up there. Anyway, that is what we were seeing there on this map, but we do want to look at this. This is that Canadian map that you sent, and there they showed a couple of the smaller quakes in there as well, and there they are. So anyway, this 5.2 of there, and that was from the 4th. This one was from the 5th, 5.2, and that one was 5.1 from the 4th as well. This is a smaller one, 3.4, not on the other map. That was from the 8th, and then we have a couple more little guys. This one from the 4th as well, 3.6 and then 3.4. So those did happen up there, and it was kind of interesting to see, and I found it to be an unusual and odd place to see those happen. We did have this one a while back already, and that was on the October 28th, and that was 4.5 up in the Northwest Territories, so pretty cool. And of course, in the Yukon, you see a lot more that we don't typically see on the list. A couple of very new ones here, very small today at 2:07 a.m. and that was 2.4 in magnitude, and then this guy here 2.1 from 10:22 in the morning for those guys. So yeah. Canada does get some earthquakes, you guys, eventually, somewhere along the way. We, too, have things shaking. So, anyway, that is the Canadian Arctic. Let's get back to this one, though, and we'll take a look at the other areas. There are some of interest sliding down the northwestern, North American coast. Nothing major popped up there. South American coast, we only see one here, 4.2, and that was from 1433, 127.7 kilometers down. We did see this one here, and that is in the North Island of New Zealand. From yesterday, 2133 was the time on it, 157.6 kilometers down. And of course, this is our Kermadec Ridge here, and then of course Fiji is right there, and that is New Caledonia, and Tonga is over in this region. So looking at these, though, we do have a few, and these are the sizable ones, 7.0, and that is considered Fiji. Happened at 2:51 a.m. on the 9th. Then it had this one from 10:49, and that's 653 kilometers down. The other one was 665. This one 6.8 and 628.9 or 629 kilometers down for that one. The other big one here, 6.6. So these are all sizable quakes. No tsunamis from any of them, and that one was from 3:14 a.m., 623 kilometers down. The 4.9 from 2:50 a.m., 635 quakes down, and a 4.8 from 11:41, and that is 656 kilometers down for that guy. So that is all in that one little spot, and hopefully that will, wow, maybe we'll see a new island pop up. Hey, it's Dingle Storm Chaser Dutch Weather. Barbara, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And Sue, you're welcome, and thank you for sending that in. 4.8 over here in Indonesia. We do see another one over here, 4.7. That was from 1359, 10.4 kilometers down. This guy was 10 kilometers down from 1041. Moving up a little closer to Ibu and Dakono, and that is 4.7. And that was from yesterday, 2051, 35 kilometers down for him. Over here in Taiwan, we see 4.7 as well, 42 minutes after midnight, 10 kilometers down, sliding up to Japan. Southern end of 4.6 from yesterday at 2037, 35 kilometers down, not too far away from our wonderful Sakurajima, is right there. So I don't know if that's going to affect it any, but that's what we see there. And then we had this guy on land near Tokyo, and that is 5.0, 1:40 a.m., 56 kilometers down. And then this newer one, 4.6 from 1822 and their time, 10 kilometers down for that, sliding up towards the Kamchatka Peninsula. These are part of the Kuril Islands up there, and that is a 4.4 from 5:51 this morning their time, 48.5 kilometers down. And we'll go here. Naples, another 4.1, 16:28 was the time on that. And then we see this one here, 5.6, and definitely a big shaker for that area in Italy. And that was yesterday's from 23:07. I'm going to, that's actually it for this map. I'm going to pop over onto the other map for a second, and we do want to show you here where Piggy actually was emailed me when she felt this quake. So Piggy is here on the island of Kos, and then she didn't feel this little guy. This is a 2.5 that happened at 38 minutes after midnight, and she didn't feel it 5 kilometers down for that one. But the other one is a 3.3, 2 kilometers down at 21:26, and Piggy definitely felt that one here on the island of Kos. So not that far away. And then of course we have this 2.9 Western Turkey as well, and that was just a shimmy for her from 1558 and 9 kilometers down for that guy. And of course they show here in Italy, of course off the coast, since USGS only reported the bigger one, the 5.6. There are a whole bunch of smaller ones to accompany that. So it is a swarm, and that is all there, varying sizes, all smaller though than the primary quake at 5.6 as indicated here. So just to make you guys aware of that, that is there also. And let's see, zooming out, nothing really major going on. We do still have our little hot spot of quakes right there, and that seems to be a common thing. And we do see this guy here, that'll be on the very end of our East Azores ridge, and that is our a fault. East Azores fault is what they call it, not ridge. Fault structure looks like what concentric curves in Piggy's area. Yeah, it is. It's because of the way that stuff is being pushed. And we'll go back here just for a second. I'm going to zoom that out just a tad. There we go. So what you've got here is basically you've got the Anatolian plate sitting here, and the Anatolian plate is pushing up against the Algerian plate, and that is, no, sorry, Aegean plate, my bad, Aegean plate sitting here. So this area right here is basically the plate boundary right in this area, and they definitely get some quakes there, but that's all being pushed. The top is moving at about 20 centimeters a year, and the bottom is moving in an arc at around 10 centimeters a year. And that's all being pushed by the Arabian plate that is right in here. And we do see over here in Iran, we have a 4.0, and that wasn't on the other map, I don't think, but that is from today at 7:24 a.m. So that may have been the likely culprit, and that helped push. And while we're here, let's just back out the whole thing here. This whole area, the whole Indian plate, it's all pushing up and into the mountains. In another 50 million years, India will not exist. It'll all be big mountains here. You can go to the mountains of India in 50 million years and enjoy it. Anyway, let's leave that be, go over to another wonderful location, and of course that is our Canary Islands that we love so much, and that is going to need to be refreshed. Let me get that, there we go. Zooming out a little bit, and there is this one from the 7th, 4.3, from 8:21 on the 7th, and this would be the newer one. Oh no, they don't have the other one listed. The other one is over here. That is on the other map, so it didn't make it onto this one. I'm not sure why they wouldn't, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm more interested on what's happening in La Palma, and we really are missing out because there is only one quake in La Palma right now, and that is this one here up on top of the hill, Cumbre Vieja, and that is what we're seeing there. So only the one little quake, unfortunately, and excuse me for coughing, and that's it. 15 kilometers down, 0.8, very small, and nothing to worry about. We do have this guy out here. That was from yesterday at 1803, 2.1 out in the water, all by itself, and there's nothing around it, not even at the tip of one of the seamounts down here. So that is what we got. All right, and a future expansion of the island will likely come down here, so it'll get wider on the bottom end, and this will be the new portion of the island once it continues to move upward, and a few million years we'll see that happening. This, by the way, is about 4 million years old, so pretty cool. Anyway, did you get my email about the earthquake of 6? And yes, we already looked at that. That was where is it? That's all these here, and we did cover them, and that's 7.0 and so on. Thank you, Barbara, and that whole area. All good though. And thank you, appreciate you sending that in to me. Okay, looking at time-wise, did you get what, did you say 15 million years? I'll add the date to my, no, 5 million years, 5 million years, Thor, not 15, 5 million. You don't need to wait that long. So it'll happen relatively quickly in a geological time, and all cool. Yeah, relatively quickly. Always like that. And of course, you know, that's the other thing. This, actually, if you take a look at these islands here, so this guy is about 5 million years from here, from the hot spot. It's taken 5 million years to get over here. Oahu has taken about between 3.5 and 3.8 million years to make it this far off of the hotspot. And actually the big island of Hawaii, it actually only started about 700,000 years ago. So that is something very interesting. So this whole stuff is drifting this way. So 5 million years to get that far. So this island in 5 million years will be sitting here, and the other ones will probably have subsided or sunk down by the time they get out here. But that's all going to change in the future, and it is pretty cool, pretty awesome. A lot of tectonic changes. The planet recycles itself, you guys. That's the way it works. Anyway, I do see it is break time. So before we get over and do our weather, I am going to take another break. And I do have my weather map up and primed. And hopefully it'll be okay. And we will do that. I'm going to get you back on that canned lava because I know everybody was enjoying it. It is a fresh can that I opened today, and there we go. Of course, it's from last year, but it's a fresh can. So hopefully you guys will all enjoy it. I'll throw some music back on. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Also, if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? It's not going to click itself. Hit it, turn it from red to gray, and don't forget to hit the bell notification while you're there. On that note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in a dark, cold Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Thanks. And microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. And I am hoping you're enjoying the canned lava that we opened up today. And that, of course, is a fresh can from last year. And that's been sitting on the shelf. So looking pretty awesome. And thank you for the welcome backs from Sasha and Sue and Philomena and Barbara and Thor, and thank you very much, all of you. Let's get on with our weather stuff. Quick peek, and I was just looking up here, going, okay, today minus 19 for the day, and of course tomorrow minus 16, Friday minus 11. And Saturday, -1, and it'll almost be t-shirt weather, just a degree or two more, and it'll be all good. But it looks like a little bit of snow right there. There used to be 2 flakes here. They reduced it to 1. Anyway, enough of that. Looking up in the northern portions of the Arctic, we see that all that SO2 is sitting up top there. Doing its thing, and of course not too bad in Canada, or well, a little bit coming out of Alaska, not that much though. Most of it is coming across the big pond, and we've got a big hole here, and that is a storm that's happening and washing it out of the air, and that is always nice, dumping it into the ocean. And the same goes with right here, so that's what's happening there. Looking at Canada, pretty normal stuff in the British Columbia and Alberta. Unfortunately, a dirty place. Sliding over, looking at Ontario, they're getting all kinds from everywhere else as the weather systems are moving through. And not too much out here in the eastern portions of Canada. The U.S. looks pretty normal, a little bit more than usual up here in Montana and Wyoming. Not even at Yellowstone. Yellowstone looks clear, but they do have a weather system right there causing some of that rain and stuff, getting it out of the air, sliding down to Mexico. And here we see another system sitting here and kind of pulling it out slowly into the Pacific, but that is from Mexico City as well as Popocatépetl. And then we go down the Central American areas here. It all seems to be going out into the Pacific. A big system sitting in here as well. And that is probably a high sitting there, keeping things clear. We do see some of that other stuff still pouring back in, and I see that storm is going to make landfall in here pretty soon. Actually, it probably is along the coast of Florida already for those good people there. Sliding down real quick, pretty normal. We see a lot of this is getting into Bolivia, and then trying to make its way back out into the Atlantic, not doing so good. The bottom stuff here, Buenos Aires area and stuff like that, from Chile even, getting out in the Atlantic. Looking at the circulations here, always neat to see the way it circulates. But White Isle volcano doing its thing, and that is New Zealand, of course. Tofua right there, and it is continuing. Today it's pluming this way. Yesterday it was like that. Now we see our Vanuatu guys are still at it, and of course down here we have the oil refineries and that area, and then of course coking plants northwest of Sydney doing their thing. Looking at Papua New Guinea area and those islands, all pretty much the same. Ibu and Dakono are still working away. Uluwatu still working away. Samaru a little more active today, throwing out more SO2. And then of course Marapi are still working away. And the Krakatau, not very much. Most of it is from Jakarta right now. And then, of course, Bulusan and Mayon are still continuing their stuff, but most of this is people pollution. I will carry on to Taiwan. Again, a large amount of pollution in China and Taiwan and those places. Suwanoshi-jima is making this a little red dot here, and then Sakurajima is responsible for a lot of this. That is pluming there, but it is also getting some heavy stuff coming over from China, which is also getting into places like North Korea, South Korea, and so on. Sliding up a little bit more, we see it's pretty good up to, pretty heavy up to the bottom end of the Kamchatka Peninsula. Half of it looking really clear. The other portions are being pushed out into the waters here, and right now some of it is getting into that storm and being removed, but more of it is still making its way up and circulating through. So that's kind of what we see there. We don't see any funky designs down here today at all, and South Africa still doing its thing with the gold smelting plants. DR Congo still has its two volcanoes there. Erta Ale, very light today in comparison, but they again have a weather system here that is swirling around, so that's causing a little more pull back into Saudi Arabian areas from there. And of course, these spots are oil refineries in Baghdad, Kuwait, and both sides of Saudi Arabia. And then looking here from Mount Etna, we do see that plume heading out, and that's what we've got there right now. Not bad in Spain or France. England is pretty clean looking. Holland a little bit. Belgium a little bit. Luxembourg pretty clean. Bottom end of Germany looking really good. The top end, fairly light levels really. And then we get into Poland, a little bit heavier there. And of course looking at Norway and Sweden and most of Finland, pretty clean as well. Same thing goes for here in Iceland. Very, very little pollution coming from there. And let me refresh this because this is not up to date. We need a clean new map. There we go. And that is what we're seeing where all the cold is. And really quickly up in the northern hemisphere, of course, minus 48 degrees Celsius is what I seen just a second ago in here. And 47, there's the 48, there it is. So very cold there in Greenland. Not so green if you ask me. Looks more like white. They should have called it white land. Anyway, looking at none of it. I don't want none of it. None of it is too cold. They got a high sitting here, and that is helping to bring down some of that cold there. And of course, Edmonton coming in at about 17 degrees Celsius right now. Calgary not faring any better. They're 19 degrees, or minus 19, I should say. Minus 17, minus 19. This high out in Saskatchewan isn't helping any either. Sliding over, we see it's a lot warmer. Big ridge line right along here. And I'm sure those people in the U.S. will feel that depending on which side of that line they're on. And looks like even Chicago was holding in at 15 degrees, not bad. Bottom end of Ontario, a little bit warmer than the northern portions, but lake effect stuff blowing in there and helping it out a little bit. Looks a little colder out here in places like New Brunswick, 1 and 2 degrees. Looking at Nova Scotia, not all that much better. Cole Harbour coming in at a whopping 4 degrees. Way to go, Sue. And that is staying out of the freezer. And Newfoundland, definitely very cold. Same thing goes for even colder up here in Labrador, Newfoundland area. And there is that storm, Nicole, and we didn't know where it was going to hit, but it looks like it's getting from South Carolina all the way down to the bottom end of Florida. And I'm not sure what path it's going to take after it actually hits land, but right now I wouldn't want to be in the water in any of those places down here. It looks pretty nasty and pretty mean. And let's take a look at California and the West Coast. Fairly cold today. Portland coming in at about 4, 5, 6 degrees, something like that. Not that bad. Looking at San Jose, 12 degrees. LA, only about 12 degrees Celsius. Not very good. Death Valley coming in at 16. Yes, make sure you wear your jackets when you're going to Death Valley. Otherwise, you will be dead. It's deathly cold there. Mexicali not doing much better at 17. Phoenix only making it to 14 degrees today. Tucson also 14 and sliding over into Texas. San Antonio, beautiful day at 23 and 23 in Houston. And let's take a look at Dallas real quick, 21 up there. That is not bad for those guys. Sliding down a little bit more, looking at, we've got very few places that are really, really hot in Mexico. 25 is about the top end, and Cancun even only 24 degrees today. And here's these different circulations. It's really messed up as far as the way everything is going right now. We do have potentials of more storms developing out here, but Nicole is doing a good job over there. Sliding into South America, we see the Amazon rainforest all the way through somewhere around 24 to 28 degrees, and sliding down here. And Paraguay, half of it is really warm, and they are losing some of that heat again from Argentina, but not too much. It's still 20 degrees in Buenos Aires. And coastline here 15 degrees, 16 degrees in Uruguay, and the other areas about 17, 18, 19 depending on where you're going. And looks like Rio de Janeiro coming in at about 21 degrees. Sao Paulo right there about 15, a lot cooler. And we'll leave the bottom end there. Let's have a quick peek at New Zealand. And that high sitting there, it is bringing cold air back into the eastern side of New Zealand. Not what they want. And of course we see 17, 18, all the way up to 20 on the South Island, and 20, 19 for the most portions of the western side of the North Island. From 13 to about 15 on the other spots there on the eastern side. And looking at Tasmania, wow, 28 degrees Celsius in some spots. Hobart coming in at 24, heat wave, and they need to cool down. Melbourne coming in at 26 today. Adelaide about 21, and we see Sydney coming in at about 20, 21. Brisbane, home of Oz, 25 degrees Celsius. And looking at some of these high temps, I just want to see if we can find something really, really hot. Still haven't seen anything over 40 today, but that is kind of what we see there. Very, very warm temperatures, high 30s anyway for that area. So the hot spot of the world right now, Australia. And looking at what we have in our Philippine, Malaysian and Indonesian area, Bangkok coming in about 28 degrees Celsius. And that's normal, isn't it? That's usually what it is. 29, thanks Sue. And very dry there, 55% relative humidity. You're going to sweat. And looking at Japan, 20 on the bottom end. Looks actually a lot warmer than what it did yesterday on the southern half of Japan. Northern portions probably a little milder than yesterday, but still pretty nasty. That high, of course, is helping bring that warmer air up for them, and that low was destroying everything that we want. And we have another low sitting here. It too is pulling up some of that warmer air into the Aleutian Islands, but that looks like a nasty system sliding over. India looks pretty normal. They've got a couple of lows sitting there, and out here as well in the bottom areas of the Indian Ocean. A couple highs sitting right on top of Madagascar, keeping the western coast really nice. Eastern coast actually isn't too bad either. Looks like South Africa a little bit cooler again today. Cape Town somewhere around 14, 15. And looking at the other areas here, not too bad. It's doable as far as nighttime in Africa. And looking at Yemen, Oman, and UAE. UAE about the right temperatures, fairly constant there, and Oman not bad, and then Saudi Arabia has cooled off quite a bit. Looking at the northern portions, only getting to about 12, 13 degrees. Iraq a lot cooler. Iran, well, I ran away from that place. It was way too cold. And there's Turkey with some very, very cold temps as well. Syria, almost like the border, is the cutoff point for that cold temp. Taking a look at what Piggy has there, and Piggy has, of course, let's see, we'll see what she's got on the island of Kos right now. That'll help us out, and that is really close. I'd say 19 should be about right, maybe 18. And we'll see if the weather gods are telling us correct stuff. Oh, 17 there, and yeah, I guess the map might be off a little bit. And looking at Sicily, a lot cooler again, and you know, we may end up seeing some snow up on the higher elevations, up on Mount Etna. We don't know. And looking at the bottom end of Italy, very cool for the most part in the highlands. Milano coming in about 11, 12 degrees. Looking at new Irish Monkland here, and it is, boy, not that warm anymore. Even the coastal areas, some on the bottom here is 20, but looks like most of it is in the high teens for what we've seen. And Spain cooled off a whole bunch. Portugal not quite as bad, but still a lot cooler. And looking at France, single digits all the way through it, with the exception of down here. And we see a little bit warmer temps. And then looking at Germany, it's actually warmer than some of those places down there. 10 degrees in Munich, and 10 over in Cologne, 10 in Hamburg, 10 in Berlin. Let's see, how about 10? Oh, 11 in Copenhagen. That's awesome. Heat wave in Copenhagen. Everybody make sure that you take care of yourselves, bring extra bottled water. We do see some of that Gulf Stream air still pushing up and through, and it looks like Ireland are the good lucky recipients of that. So if Irish Monk goes back, he'll be enjoying about 12 or 13 degrees Celsius for his nighttime temperature, and that's all right. Looks pretty good up here in Scotland too. Looks like England itself is the colder area today. Wales is not bad. And quick look at Oslo 4, Stockholm 8, Riga coming in at 10, and Helsinki about 9, and then of course St. Petersburg about 8. A quick peek at Moscow at 7 degrees, and that that's kind of good for there. And we see some of those warmer currents moving in through here, but really not doing too much for them, since they've got all that cold bombardment there. But it is a little bit nicer there, 5 degrees Celsius in the capital of Reykjavik. And of course, where our Ragnar resides, it's about 3 degrees Celsius right now. And that is it for temperatures. We already looked at this cold place, minus 48 degrees Celsius. That is just silly. Okay, looking at what we've got for precipitation. And yeah, we're going to burn through this. I know it's break time, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Some snow up in Alaska. We do see this system still curving around here, and the other nasty one out in the Pacific. Looking at snow for our areas here south of the border. There we go. Lots of snow down on the bottom end. They've got a high pressure zone, high there, low here, and that is probably the bad guy driving all this. And then this system moving across through the Great Lakes. Probably getting some help from the Great Lakes. We do see this low sitting here in Quebec, and that may end up sliding down and outward, maybe giving colder temperatures for other places like New Brunswick and those places, and hopefully not too much. Nova Scotia not seeing any rain or snow. Same thing with Newfoundland. And almost along the border of Labrador here, where we see between Quebec and Labrador, so not bad. This high is helping drive some air into Nicole, and that is nasty. Oh, I didn't notice this before without being zoomed in. Looks like North and South Dakota and whatever state is underneath there. Is it Nebraska? Omaha, Nebraska, isn't it? Anyway, they've got ice rain. Be careful where you're driving if you're driving in that area. And then, of course, snow in those other areas from, well, that system is just down below Phoenix, but looks like into New Mexico and Colorado and Utah and all those places, Idaho and what is it, Wyoming, they're getting it. So quick peek at this, and yeah, so as I suspected, it is actually bringing in some stormy stuff, most of it confined to Florida, but we are starting to see some stuff coming into the Carolinas here with that wind blowing in. Hopefully it will figure out and dissipate once it does hit land. They don't need any massive storms like that sliding down to South America. Pretty normal for the rainforest. Argentina's got some rain happening there as well, a storm, and not anything too severe though. And looking at some of these other lows, pretty nasty. And that rain that they had yesterday in New Zealand has moved north for the most part, so this high, even though it is bringing colder air in, it is keeping things a little clearer. And there, Tasmania, where they're getting all that nice heat, they also have some nice moisture up in the northern portions of the island. Melbourne is right down the middle of Melbourne is a line. It's raining on one side and dry on the other, so it's probably Leo's side of the street that's wet. Kidding, Leo's not here to defend himself. Anyway, that's all good. Why you guys throwing all these cold temperatures in here? It's not time for that yet. Stop doing that. You guys are gonna make us cold. Don't do that till it's time. Till we get down there. Keep it quiet. You guys are going to freeze us out. Anyway, looking at what we've got going on here. Some rain, and I'm sure they're not going to complain to see that rain in northern portions of Australia. looking at all these storms that we see going through here. That is, yeah, Sue, it's a secret. You're right. We don't want that posted till it's time. Okay, but I am cold. No, Casey, stop doing that. Don't talk about that cold stuff. You're going to have to get your penguin outfit on. Anyway, we see a nasty stuff going on here in Malaysia, and they're not happy, I guess. And sliding up a little bit more, looking at what we've got up here, some smaller systems for Japan, and then of course up here towards the Kamchatka Peninsula, we're still seeing that low sitting there, and this big one slowly making its way across the Aleutian Islands, Siberian areas up top here, snowing. What a surprise, eh? India looks like it's got a low sitting here. Not sure if that's going to turn into a massive storm or not. And here we see some stuff coming off or up to, I guess, southern portions or eastern portions of South Africa. And it's not Tanzania. This is Tanzania. This would be Mozambique or something like that. Anyway, down there. Not sure what country that is, but I'm not too well versed on Africa. Rainforest stuff there is not bad, and looking at what we got coming for Piggy, and I don't see any rain coming for Piggy for a little while, so she should be dry, and that is all good. And looking at fog in Spain and Barcelona getting rain, and then we see north coming up through Milano all the way up Munich and Prague, and then going all the way up here into our wonderful what is that? That is Poland. There we go. That's what I've been looking for. And that system dumping some water in there for them. Snow up in the northern portions of Norway, Finland, and Sweden. Ice rain over here in Finland as well. And then, of course, the moisture being pushed up here. We're seeing some of that hitting bottom end of Norway. Looks pretty good in Denmark, not bad at all. A little bit of rain here and there. Same thing with Germany. Looks like Holland and Belgium and Luxembourg are dry. And moving over to England, and again, a little bit of moisture in Wales, a little bit in Ireland, and Scotland on the top end is getting nailed. And we'll zoom back out. That low, don't know where it's going to go, and then it's got another low to back it up, bringing, well, right now that's bringing some of that Gulf Stream air up and the warmer temperatures, so hopefully it'll continue. And looking at Iceland, there's why it's a little bit warmer. It's raining, and they of course have some ice warnings as well, ice rain, and pretty cool there. Get it? Ice rain, cool. My bad joke. That's almost like a dad joke. That's a bad joke. Not so good in the other areas of Iceland with some snow and stuff. And are we getting? It's too cold to snow in the middle here. Once it gets below minus 45, snow doesn't want to fall anymore. So, big story, of course, is this guy here. And that is hitting Florida right now. We'll see what happens. 2 doctors tomorrow. What? I have the doctor tomorrow. 2 doctors. Well, not me though. Anyway, equatorial storm seems to be mostly intact. We see it's diverted here a little bit, but this wind pattern right here is very prominent and looks like La Nina. La Nina, not El Nino, but La Nina, and that is what we're seeing. So we are seeing the colder temps pushing this way, and it's pushing all the moisture into the area over here. Normally, if you have an El Nino, it'll be going that way. So it's colder water coming up or welling up in this side, and this is set up to be exactly that, La Nina. And that is it for our weather, other than finding that cold place. Okay, now you guys can find it. Find your cold spots, and make sure that you're all on the same time frame. And what do we got? I got minus 58 as my cold so far. And where do we see more? There's minus 58. And where are you? No, I only seen at minus 58 over here. And I think I'm going to have to live with it. There it is. Minus 58 degrees Celsius, you guys. And Sue is in the lead. Where the heck did you find that minus 60? That's got to be somewhere else then. That can't be in that same area. Make sure your weather map is the right date and time compared to mine. We see a lot of minus 58s down here. Oh, I seen a 59. I might get to that minus 60 yet. Give me a second. And I seen it. There it is. A minus 60 degrees Celsius. I found it. And there we go. And Sue, I'm tied. Minus 60 degrees Celsius. On the screen. Read it and weep. There we go. Yep, it is a cold. And can you mark that map if you find the cold spot about the same? Well, I don't know if I can mark it. If you want to write that down, 80 degrees south by 53 minutes or 56 minutes, and 70 degrees west or east by 3 minutes. So yeah, you could write that down if you like, but I don't think it'll be in the same place. Flag, well, no, making a flag here won't give you that. Unfortunately, it won't. Public transport playground. What the heck is that? 29.6 kilometers away from there. Oh yeah, I don't think there's a playground there, you guys. Anyway, maybe a penguin playground, but that's it for today. And we have a minus 60 degrees, and the hotspot, of course, is in Australia at plus 39, and that is about as good as it gets across the board for everyone. Oh, plus 40, my bad. And we have 40 degrees Celsius there in Australia. And I was looking for that 40, and we do have it. So there's your highs and your lows, and that's it for today, you guys. So that's all. That's all I got. I'm going to put you back on canned lava, and we'll wrap it up, and all good there. So moving over, and there we go. What? Why am I in third place there, Mr. Bob? Bob? I had 60 degrees. Oh, why did you put me down there on the bottom one? Oh, yeah, you better retract that, mister. You can save the map location. Yeah, I'm not going to start doing that. It's Grandma B. It's a nice idea, but that spot moves all the time. So there you got the Latin long. If you wanted, the wonky donkey wrote it down. All good. Anyway, bundle up your penguins. Minus 60 is still pretty darn cold. And if you're going to send them to Australia to warm up, make sure you send them umbrellas and sun block, because plus 40, that's 100-degree difference in Celsius in temperature. Can you share the playlist you use for songs I really like and need on my music service? I will have to see if I can actually. I keep looking at that thing trying to save the playlist, and I've not been able to do that. I just keep add the files to the auto player. But I'll see what I can do, Thor. I'll work on that, okay? And because I wouldn't mind having it myself, so I can load it really quickly, and we'll see what we can do with that. Anyway, on that wonderful add random songs, we'll see. So I want to just run through this real quick here, and big thank you to Peggy for all three of her £2 super chats, and that'll pay my power anyway for today. And thank you for Kevin Haynes for gifting those two 1 month free memberships, and also who's that Dr. Fox guy on here? He gifted a 1 month membership too. But that's it. And again, we had Grandma B, who got cookies second day in a row. And you guys better get on the ball, because if Grandma B gets them again tomorrow, she's going to start turning into a cookie monster. All right, that is it for today, everyone. And I really do want to say thank you for being here. And I see we are only at 82 likes, but I know there was a lot less people here today. So it is what it is. And I kind of have to live with that. And we'll see what we can do tomorrow. So if any of you haven't hit that like button yet, by all means help us out and be good and shoot it up there a little bit more. And on that friendly note, Grandma B gifted a membership as well. I don't know if anybody's here to get it. And oh boy, C&D boy got it. Grandma B, thank you very kindly, Grandma B. And thank you for throwing that in. And Bob, you're lucky guy. And you got a new one. You're good for another month, Bob. And that is awesome. Okay, on that friendly note, be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, stay warm. That is very, very important. We do have a bunny eating right now, for those who need to know. And on those notes, take care of yourselves, everyone. And please, please, make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Until then, take care and oink oink. Oh, by the way, thank you, moderators.